drop that down. We are on this thing. Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host Big Country.
What's good, people? How y'all doing?
We got a show for you today. Let's shoot the breeze. Do you believe in post-nut syndrome? First of all, what do you mean when you say post-nut syndrome?
So, I was looking this up, and it's actually is a thing. We just don't like to admit that it's a thing. Like, have you ever been with a woman and you thought everything was going to be great, or been with a person, but after you ended up having sex, you realize it really wasn't everything that you thought? Not the sex, but you had that clarity of, why am I even here? What am I doing here? Or things like that.
Wait, so you saying this is like, after you watch some explicit movies and you got yours off, now you're like, why am I watching this?
Yes.
What
and it's
is
the
this
same
about?
thing. Truth be told, we don't like to admit the truth about things. Most people, especially men, have post-nut syndrome, where you really find out and realize, wow, I thought I was into you until I busted this nut, and then I realized
I just feel
I
like
really wasn't.
my question would be like, you get with somebody, then you be like, I really wasn't feeling you like that, and you don't even have to bust a nut to find that out.
But for the most part, a lot, and that's why they always told dudes, hey, go and rub one out before you go on this date, so you'll be thinking with a clear head. Because I know you've heard that before.
First time.
Wow. Okay. I don't know.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm
sure
just
that
saying, I know
that's-
most dudes have
That's
heard
some
that
quality
one before.
information right there.
Because of the fact that marriage, truth be told, yes, as a male, we do think about sex quite a lot. Now, as we get older, our sex drive changes.
My
but
question would be this before you
okay.
So do you think women don't think about sex? Or?
I think women think about sex a lot, but society has told them they should not think about sex
Okay.
as much as we do. So they try to suppress it as much as possible, and that ends up messing them up in the long run, because you get with a trash dude that was only good for that one thing. Like, that's it. He wasn't good for nothing else except that one thing. Then all of a sudden, you're like, what was I doing with you this whole time? You knew what you wanted.
You was hypnotized.
Yes, dickmatized. But the whole idea of post-nut, and I was listening to the comedian Andrew Schultz talk about it. He was like, man, it's not like men intentionally go up to be like, man, all I wanted to do was screw you that one time and never see you ever again. There are rare occasions where you do that, but for the most part, it's like, hey, I'm vibing you, I'm feeling you. Like, hey, you are fine as hell. I'm trying to get to know you more. Then, after you bust that nut, you realize, was I really that into you, or was I just horny enough that I would just do as much as I possibly can to actually get to you?
You know how I view it like, when people giving free stuff away, so you lower your standards just because it's free.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like in that realm. It's like there's this whole thing where on their own they wouldn't eat like not beans, but hot dogs chopped up and thrown in rice. Like, they wouldn't cook it, they wouldn't eat it. If they saw it or somebody had it at their house, they think it weird.
Yeah.
But this company had put it out on the table like, oh, that's the free meal for the day, and everybody was rushing to get to it. So and then when they got it and they ate a bite, and because once you get that first bite, you satiated a little bit. It's like, what am I eating? Like, this restaurant's right outside. I'm not broke. I can just go buy something.
Yeah. But it's that idea of the free meal. It's like, oh, it's free. Oh, it's here right now. I can have it.
You trick yourself out. You put yourself in a bad position because I guess you're right. You probably should rub one out so you could. Yes. I don't think it. I don't have to think about it that way. I'm like, no, I'm good right now. Let me see what she's talking about.
Yes, and yes, when I was dating, yes, you gonna get one of them out of the way because of the fact that, hey man, if I'm really trying to date this person, see what's up with this person, I don't want just, I'm trying to get this nut out to be the thing that clouds my judgment. And I've realized at times, I ain't really feeling you at all. Oh, nah, you are a trash human being, but like that, oh, I need to bust this nut wore off. So you like, you know what? I realized in a clear head, nah, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Like,
I,
especially if you spun the block a couple of times. Like it. Now, if you're that one person, that two people that, oh, I only had like a few people I ever slept with, talked to, I had to be in a serious relationship. This ain't for you because you were like, oh, I was in this serious relationship. So
I don't know if you could say that it's not for them because
well,
if there's people who get into serious relationships, then and that's predominantly what they get into. I feel like they're going into whatever dating phase they're going into with intent, like serious intent.
Yeah.
So because they could be the people who get caught up long term, I feel like this is more so for them. Because if you just going around having your fun, then you got a preconceived notion that this is just a moment, and it is what it is.
Yeah. But if you look at it like this, I know a lot of women have said this. Oh, after I gave him some, he just started acting funny. Like he didn't want to holler at me. He didn't want to call. He didn't want to do nothing. He worked as hard as he possibly could to get to it. Now, all of a sudden, once he got it, he didn't want it no more. That's that post-nut clarity.
I don't know.
Well,
I think that's
okay, I would say at certain points, because everybody ain't a F-boy. Everybody's not.
Right.
But nowadays, you'll hear, oh, well, I let him hit once, he a F-boy. No, that's not always the case. Because certain points in time, after you bust that nut, for men or women, you start realizing certain things. Oh, they really only call when I call them first. I have to be the one to initiate everything. Mm-hmm. I have to be the one that I always have to come out of my pocket. Oh, I always have to do these things. Oh, I got to be as chivalrous and as Superman as possible. The YouTube star Hot Damn I Rock, I wish he was still making content, but he doesn't. He was talking about the whole idea that I don't know, you'll never know if I treat you like gold or like trash until after we have sex. Because for the most part, men and women, we both are putting on that our representative. We want to show you all the best things about us, all the things we can do and stuff like that beforehand.
I do, to a degree, I agree with that. I can't say I'm 100% in on that one. Because the way I operate most times, or the way most people I feel like operate, is they really being themselves. Because if I'll do it, I'll do it. But you just got to have it where whatever's I'm getting in return for it is worth it.
I don't know if that's true a lot of times, though. And the only reason I say that is for certain people that are genuine, you get what you're going to get. I'm going to give you what I'm going to give you regardless.
Right.
Most people aren't like that. Because how many people say they cook and clean, but they don't cook and clean once you get serious with them? Yeah, how many dudes out here trick off and will pay for lavish restaurants, then all of a sudden when you get together, them restaurants start going down to McDonald's, Burger King, and stuff like that.
But I don't know if the man is in a position where he lying to you. It's like,
bruh, if you tell me you going to Roof Chris, you can't go Roof Chris Burger King.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
There ain't no woman here that's going to be like, oh, he took me to Roof Chris for our first date. Now, all of a sudden, he giving me Burger King, and that's supposed... No, my mama always told me, you keep up the standards that you do.
And that's why you got to mix it up. That's why I took you to Roof Chris for the first date. Then the next day I picked you up. You got this McDonald's burger.
Man, just to let first you know, date you get the park.
Well, you see, yours is all. It's
but mine worked.
These preconceived notions and backstories, and this, like your approach now, it's got years of experience on it. I'm saying,
but even back then, it was the same thing. No, you going to a park. When I was in college, asked a lot of girls that went out with me, park. oh, why you were going to a park? That's cheap. Because I'm trying to actually get to know you. If I can't get to know you, then what are we doing this for? Because if I want to go out to eat, I'm going to go out to eat because that's what I want to do. If I want to go to movies, I'm going to go to movies. I don't have no problem going to movies with myself or a friend or with you. Now, yes, if I decide, hey, I want to really go to movies, hey, let me call you up and see what you're doing so we could go to movies. It's not because I want to take you to the movies. It's because I want to go to the movies.
I guess. Me, I was like, I don't necessarily care about going to movies. If you want to go to the movie, I'm like, I'm in your space. I'm taking up your time. But in reality, you know, like I said, time's the only thing I'm really bringing to the table right now. I don't know what you thought, but we gonna go see a movie that we both want to see. Typically, it's an action or a horror movie. It's just like, I don't see no point in going to see The Notebook on the first date. I'm not doing it.
I've never seen The Notebook.
You got to see it.
I have literally never seen that. I've only seen the little memes and things about The Notebook, and I was like,
hey, Notebook.
First, no, I refuse to get back with a chick that done left me like 2-3 times already.
It is what it is.
Like, oh, what do you want?
Hey, you ain't seen the movie, so you can't speak to it the way that the people who've seen it can speak to it. It's not what you think.
I'm a huge romantic, but I'm not one of those, oh, well, you could play me for years kind of romantic and we'll end up together romantic. Nah.
Regardless, what I'm saying is this. If I'm taking you anywhere, I'm going to take you somewhere. Regardless, like, if I want to take you to the park, I'll take you to the park. But when now we got Netflix and all that, most of the time, I met the chick most likely just in everyday life. So I'm already, like, Walmart, great example, bro. We all got to eat. So if I meet you at Walmart, I know we at least got one thing in common. We get hungry from time to time. Cool. So I'm going to go from that point, like, I don't want to take you to this park because, shoot, it's Texas. One, it's going to be excessively hot, possible mosquitoes. People be walking their dogs. I don't know if, people in Texas love to walk their dog without these leashes. Dog come chase me now. I got to fight a dog on a date. It can all go bad really quick. But then again, I can't say much
What's
about
the likelihood of those things happening?
And the heat and the mosquitoes, 100%.
No, it's
heat,
sometimes
mosquito, 100%.
depending on when you go. But a post-nut clarity is real. You got to be real about it.
Okay. Why do we try to deconstruct things that people say and do all the time? I say we deconstruct what people say and do all the time is because ultimately we're curious beings. I need to know more about you. I need to know what you're doing. I don't know you like that. So I gotta break it down.
So wouldn't you think that would be irritating? Like if I tell you, hey, I went here, here, and here. Oh, well, what'd you do in between here, here, and here? Like, hold up. It's like you're trying to catch me in something. So that's why you're trying to deconstruct things.
Well, okay, when you put it that way, then I'd be like, yeah, I don't want you sitting up here. That's interrogating me. But when you say breaking down what I do, I'm like, I don't know what you was doing. So if I ask a question, I'm just generally asking a question. If you felt like you were being interrogated for one or two questions, that's on you. But like you said, if I told you I went X, Y, Z, and you gonna say, okay, well, what's in between X, Y, and Z? Apparently the road, because I went there. I was driving.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Like, for example, if you're running errands,
right,
and you tell somebody you're running errands. If you ask me, hey, what you doing? I'm running errands. Now you're trying to find out every errand I ran.
I'd be like,
It's like,
I'll be here at this location at this time. Have your car there. You can hop in the car with me, and then you ain't got to question where I'm going. You can just be there.
Like, there's a lot of ways we could actually take this. But one of the reasons I think about this is because one of the things that really irritates me, if I tell you exactly what's on my mind, take that and run with that.
And just
that's what I said.
Be in that space.
But there have been times, even psychologists will say there are times where they've had couples in sessions and the male will say something and now the psychologist will ask the woman, repeat back what he said. She tells him all the things she think he said, but never goes off and actually says what he really said.
Right.
And that's a big issue because you're too busy trying to read between the lines instead of just being like, well, that's what he said. Until he proves otherwise.
My question would be this. What do you think that stems from? Well, there has to be a
insecurity.
Insecurity. Gotcha. Because that's what I was going on. Like, if you asking me questions and I know it comes from an insecure place, that's like, look, the key word in, that's internal. You need to deal with that on your own. Now, I'm not here to try to make up for everything that last dude did to you. I can't necessarily alter or change what your father may have did, what your mother may have said, what your friends. I don't know none of them folk.
Yeah.
Grade me on me. If I ain't never crossed you, and I don't intend to cross you, I'm genuine. Let me make it. Don't ask me I don't need to give you all the letters in the alphabet to say I know the ABCs. Like, you know what they are. I know what they are. If I'm running errands, I'm running errands.
Very true.
Leave me be.
But that's a huge issue that goes on now, is because you try to explain to people what's going on. And then I'm like, as an adult, I shouldn't be explaining myself to you. I don't have to explain myself to you. But being the person I am, I'm like, hey, let me tell you a little bit. But it's like, oh, well. And when people try to take those 1-2 words you say,
and try to make a story
and make it into something, I'm like, oh, well, you said was or never. And I'm like, bruh.
Don't try to punish me for word choice. Like, I try to say it this way. If I intended to do you wrong, for the most part, I'm going to just get out your way. I ain't going to hold nobody for nothing. Like, I'm not holding you hostage. I don't.
Yeah?
Nah, look. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that, and we gonna leave it be.
And I'm not saying that men can't do this too, because there are a lot of insecure men out here that will ask their woman, where you going? Oh, I'm going out with my friends. Where you going and your friends with? Oh, we're going to a club. What club you going to? Bruh, I don't need to know all this.
Only thing I need to know is
you safe.
You safe. You need to call me from time to time while you out there with your friends. Why? Because if something is to happen to you, I can't count on your friends to do nothing for you. They your friends. They ain't your man. And you need to check in.
I know there's somebody out there that will say, well, then why don't men need to check in? Because if a dude overpower me, there's nothing you can do for me.
I'm already dangerous. Like, that's what.
Yes. I come into here with weapons.
I'm dangerous already.
I come into this game with weapons. Look how big I am right now.
Outside of that. Look how I'm dressed. You went to the club in your semi-freakum dress and high heels. You can barely walk in them.
Yeah.
I'm out here.
You're not going to outrun nobody in them.
I'm out here probably in some nice J's shoes, whatever. Dress shoes if I'm trying to look fresh. But everything I'm dressed in, for the most part, if I got to fight, it's breathable. I can do that.
I ain't worrying about boob popping out. I ain't worried about my skirt or nothing coming up, because I ain't got that.
Got none of that.
Now, what I'm saying like this, if you with 2 or 3 of your homegirls, if a dude like me run up on you, your homegirls are not going to be any help.
He run up on y'all gonna run off. It's just safer that way. But like I said, you got to be mindful of what that's why I feel like all girls, like, don't get me wrong, I like a nice pair of heels, but I feel like all girls should hit the club in tennis shoes. Like, don't be out here.
What, tennis shoes did become a fad at one point in time for girls. Nice dressing tennis shoes.
Nice dressing tennis shoes. Get that Aaliyah vibe, bro. I'm just out here, because, Aaliyah was still fine, bro.
Yeah.
And she was able to rock just regular old, like, if I do get in a confrontation, technically I can still. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. But if I need to run, these is just regular shoes. Like, these shoes. So, I don't know. Y'all need to, fashion world, y'all need to figure that out for these women. Because unless they strippers, they don't really run in high heels. Why do the good die young?
Well, when I thought about this and came up with it, I always think about good people. Like, we work hard as hell, not to be good, but because we are good, we will work ourselves like a dog to the bone, be tired, and then come home and still do more work.
On top of that.
On top of the work, Then when you go to sleep, you get a good probably 4, 5, maybe 6 hours if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And even they'll tell you, if you want to be successful, you're not getting a full 8 hours of sleep.
There's no way.
Because they'll tell you, people out here making real money ain't sleeping like that.
Well, let's not make a false connection to being a good person and having wealth. Like,
okay, so
you know.
I will retract that statement, but I'll say it like this: even as a good person, as a good mother, as a good father,
okay,
you actually are not getting that much sleep. You got your children that you want to take care of. Mm-hmm. Then you got your job that you have to have so you can take care of whoever you need to take care of. If you have a family, you want to make sure you spend time with your family so you don't get no time to do nothing. But that could be the main thing that's killing you. You don't have no time. Mm-hmm. So you don't have time to rest, relax, take a breather. How many people actually get a chance to really get on the couch and get I'm going to just really take this nap? Because anytime I try to take a nap, it's always somebody. I need you to do this. I need this. I need that.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Could you fix this for me? Could you go do this?
In my world, like I said, if we go biblical with it, it's simple. Jesus died because he sacrificed himself for the world.
Yeah.
So if he gonna die young because he sacrificed for everybody, I'm not saying that. Let's say you live to 125, but you ain't did nothing for nobody.
Yeah.
What was it much of a life?
But I always hear, like, me and my wife were discussing the whole thing about wills and things. Because I told her, if I die, you and the kids are set up. And she was like, I don't want to really talk about that. My dad talked about that, too. And I'm like, because your dad is planning just in case to make sure his family is taken care of. All y'all grown now. Yes. But he still has things set up for y'all that y'all will be good. Y'all don't have to worry about nothing because he's doing that for you. But she was like, I'd rather you be here than actually have the things that you leave behind. We can't live in a
fairy tale. We got to be realistic. We at a certain point, we have to accept that our time is finite. There is an expiration date for everybody that you meet. Everything, if it walks, living, breathing, it's got an expiration date.
But could it be that you're working too hard, they'll put you in the grave much faster?
It's part of it. What do you mean? Like, there's no way to if I gotta sacrifice being a good person to live longer, but that's what the topic is. So you're saying either you be a good person and work yourself and possibly die early, or you be a bad person and nobody really like you and you live forever.
I wouldn't consider taking a little time back as being the bad person. Because if you look at it like this, you work a full 8-hour day. Let's just say the average American will work a full 8-hour day. If you have other things that you have, other responsibilities and things, that's not your 8-hour day hadn't finished yet. You still got more time you got to put in.
Right.
So let's say, okay, like for example, I could say me. For example, I get up at probably 5:30 every morning.
I get up at like 3.
So after I get up, I have to get my children together. I have to get myself together. Mm-hmm. We have to be out of the house by a certain time so I could get my children to daycare and to school.
Yeah.
And to, all that kind of stuff. Then I have to make my way across town to get to school on time.
Uh-huh.
Or wherever I need my job on time. After I get to my job on time, I do my whole job the whole entire day. Then I get off of work. Either A, I could go home and try to go to sleep, which really doesn't happen because my children will be at home. Mm-hmm. Or I could do a little bit for me, work out a little bit because I don't want to completely let myself go. So work out a little bit, then come home. Then every night, on clockwork, I tuck my children in the bed. I tell them I love them. Then I got to get on my work for my job. Make sure things are ready for tomorrow for my job. After I do those things, then I'm like, okay, I got maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour at most before I gotta get in the bed and before I don't get enough sleep. But
I don't know. I feel like mostly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's people who are dying because they consider themselves good people and they're doing a lot. But if we really gonna talk about what's killing us, we need to go into what you eating, and then like if what you eating on top of where you sleeping, on top of how you living, like there's multiple variables on why the good die young. Because most of the time, if they a good person, they eating good too. They just go hand in hand. Good food make people feel good, and they ultimately start to treat people better. So we got to take into account all the things that it's not about the sacrifice. You sacrifice for everybody else, and you saying you don't sacrifice for yourself. But sometimes the reason you ain't sacrificing for yourself is because that sacrifice also takes work. Hit the gym. That's a sacrifice you make for yourself.
Yeah.
Because technically, the more you stretch, because after 25, you're no longer as limber as you used to be. You putting yourself in a fall risk. Cause every day you get closer to 65, 50, 65, like you need to start stretching, walking, doing something.
Yeah.
So being a good person, a good person, most people want to think of them as a good time. Like your kids come bother you because you're ultimately a good time. If I'm with Pop, we gonna go do something. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. We gonna go. He ain't gonna sit here with us all day. If I want to go to the park or I want to go scooting, I need to go talk to Dad because he'll take me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But at the same time, it's like if I really did need to sleep, I gotta think about it. I gotta be a better person. I need to start thinking about it from your perspective. Could that scooter ride make my day just my days just a little bit shorter? If I really need this nap, I'm gonna take the nap, and you're gonna thank me on the back end because I'm here another year. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you think about it, a lot of times, most of the time, even when you're dog tired, how many times have you got up, you were dog tired, and you had to get up to do some other stuff that you were like, man, I really don't want to do this.
Bruh, I told myself this year I'm not.
You have to will yourself into a lot of things now because you tired, and you tired.
But when you one thing you gotta do when you build that reputation, or that expectation of self, really, that when people call them coming, that could be problematic. That could be that could be toxic to self. Like you could be self-poisoning, bro. At a certain point, you gotta realize, no, I can't do for everybody. I'm gonna do for these few. The rest of y'all just out there. No disrespect. I hate it for y'all, but I'm not. Don't call me for the extra stuff. If it ain't to have a good time, cause I don't drink, so I got a lot of friends who do drink, and their whole thing is I don't get called for the parties typically, but I get called for the moving days and the trips to the airports and I get called for all that stuff, all the stuff where you need a responsible human being. I'm that guy, but I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. I'm a responsible person for myself already. I don't need the extra baggage. I want the good time too. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and watch you be drunk, but I want the good time just like everybody else.
Yeah, so, and that happens a lot though. It's like, because I know for a lot of times, most people don't hit me up just to have fun no more.
Don't do that.
And I was like, why don't I ever get the, hey, what you doing, man? We going out here. We going there. Always get the, hey, bruh, I need some help with this. Oh, my tire messed up. Oh,
you think you know
can
how
I get a ride?
Can you fix that?
Yeah.
I be like, look, bruh, I'm an adult. I am also responsible. You're going to have to be there for yourself, too. Like, I'm not here to do that for you no more. You got to find a way that doesn't impede on my success. You know what I'm saying? I have to be successful. In other words, you got to pull yourself out before you try to start going back in and pulling other people out.
Yeah.
And the thing about good people is you sitting in the pot with the other crabs and you telling them, Well, let me get out, and they saying take me with you. So they pulling you back in the pot. Every time you get up on the lid, they pulling you back in. So
Yeah.
at a certain point, you gotta be like, no, start slapping them claws down and get out the pot. Then be like, now see, watch, now I can help you out. You need to get your sleep. You need to get your food. You need to get all your stuff straight. And once you on top, then you can bring people to the top. I'm not gonna lift you up from the bottom, because I can't tell if you're gonna get there and forget who lifted you.
Yeah.
You might be so happy that you at the top, you run off. I at least know if I get up here, I'm gonna pull. Hey, bro, I'm throwing a rope down. See, See, we gotta alter the definition of what a good person is.
Yeah.
Like, if I used to have, when I was in college, it was all about, if all my homeboys, the ones I'm really close to, get to $20 an hour, we on. Now I know that's not no real money, but at the time, because I'm like, we live at minimum wage, bro. So I'm like, if all my homies get $20 an hour, if I got a job and they paying me extra of $1 and I know I can get my homie on, I'm gonna do everything I can to get my homie on, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, in order to put you on, I can go and tell him, oh, he's the guy. But if I'm telling you go be a bellhop and I'm a bellhop, they're gonna be like, well, I'm gonna look at the other candidates. If I made the supervisor of the bellhops, then I can be like, hey, bro, oh, you need a job? Well, I got a spot. You want it? It's different. Get up, then reach out. That's what I'm gonna say, and that's how you be a real good person. Because the higher you go, the more you can help.
True.
At least that's the thought process of, if you're a good person, the higher you go. Because it's a lot of bad people who will flip that.
Yeah. Well, I just look at it as like, yes, it would be best if you can be the higher person up to pull somebody up. Mm-hmm. But if I see a way for you to come up with me, hey, bro, I'm gonna reach this hand out. I reached it out. Now, if you slap my hand away, or if you say, oh, well, I'm hesitating, okay, well, I gotta go then, because I'm not about to mess up what I got.
That's when you gotta find the people. We all got the same energy. The people you hang around. That's what hey, bro, you on the same mode I'm on, right? Because I'm trying to be successful. Yeah, I'm trying to be successful too. That's where we headed. Okay, we gonna do what we can do to get there. That's us. Yeah. But when you on the path and you find a wayward stranger and you just like, hold up, where you going? Oh, I thought I might be going over there. Well, that's where I'm going. You coming? I don't know. Come check out this over here with me first before we go over there. No. I'm going to get up there, and when I get there, I'll let you know what it's like. I'm going to yell down, though. I'm not coming back. Yeah. If I don't come back, either I'm dead or I'm a success. It don't, is what it is. But we got to really rethink of what we consider good people. That's what I take it as. We got to think it through. Could it be that your actions do not line up with your words?
So, with people's actions, yes, they will always tell you actions speak louder than words. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are full of it. Like, they just will. There are people out here that will tell you any and everything that you want to hear, but their actions never speak exactly as their words. And what I mean by that, if I take me for example, how I always look at it is, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do because I said it. Mm-hmm. If I told you we friends, now for my friends, I don't mind fighting for, helping, doing anything for, because I called you a friend. Right. So as a friend, my actions are, if you need me, call me. Mm-hmm. So my actions speak the same as my words. If I told you, if you need me, call me. Mm-hmm. And anybody that has ever called me and I consider you a friend, I'm there. Yep. Why is that? My actions speak just like my words. All right. But even in relationships, that same idea. You said you were going to do these things. You said you were going to be these things. Now, you said all that. But you don't ever see a lot of those things. With men, with women, in relationships, in friendships, all those things. You hear a lot of people talking, but you don't ever really show your worth.
I 100% agree. Most of the time, You ever date a chick and she was like, "Well, I ain't gonna cook for nobody till I get married," or I ain't gonna do that till I get married, or
Mm-hmm.
it's all kinds of. When we get to that point, then it's a switch, and I'm on, and I'm a Stanford Wild, like I do everything all the time perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, no, most dudes, the dude you met that first day is who you gonna be talking to for the rest of your life. Like if
Yeah.
you gonna be with him, you gonna be with that same dude. He gonna grow and mold in different ways, but that core package is gonna be that core package. If he care about you, he care about you. That's just what it is. If he rob you, he rob you. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? If he gonna protect
Yeah.
you, he gonna protect you. That's just what it is. It don't switch up.
Yeah.
Ain't no. I don't turn an additional switch on when you get there. No, when you get me, this ain't a trial version.
Yeah.
You get the full package from day one, and any upgrades that I have going up, you get those free of
Yeah.
charge.
Because you were on the ground level
It was
with
on the
it.
ground level, but a lot of women don't. They don't like the. A lot of women that I've met, they don't want to do that ground level thing. They
I'm
be
not
like,
saying
nah,
that there's
I'm
not a
gonna
lot
give
of
it out.
women out here that can't do it, but I could say it like this. For me, I've always been a hopeless romantic. My parents raised me to be chivalrous, so I am always chivalrous.
Right.
Now, do I do that for any and every person? No, because chivalry don't mean you're supposed to do this for any and everybody about everything. But for my wife, yes, she'll tell you right now. He opens the doors. He does all those things. He protects the family. He loves his family. He's going to do all these things because my actions line up with my word. Because
Right.
me as a husband, my word was I'll die for my family. And anybody is willing to try to test me on that, I would suggest you don't do that.
Right.
Because I'm willing to kill for my family.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And I do mean those things. That's not a threat. That's what it is. But those are my words. So I line up with that. Now, one of the things I always say is with me, I know I am argumentative at times. I hate to be wrong, but I can admit when I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I know where my downfalls are. But a lot of people, what they'll do is not even tell you they're down. Like if I say, hey, this is what I need to work on, you won't say nothing about what you need to work on because you don't want your words not to line up with your actions. So if I don't tell you, hey, I really do need to work on, let's say cooking, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You said you want to be a great cook, but you ain't never cooked nothing.
A day in your life.
You ain't tried to cook nothing. Your actions are not leading up with your words. So a lot of people, what they'll try to do is just say, oh, I know I have a lot of things I need to work on, but never really talk about what they need to work on.
I don't know if it's your actions don't line up with your words. It's just the fact that you're actionless. Like at a certain point, your relationship got to be an action movie, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's happening all the time. Like if you go through your whole relationship as a romance novel, like it's problematic. And I know people like, what do you mean? When I say that, every romance is basically telling somebody what's to come. Oh, I'm gonna open the doors for you. Oh, I'm gonna do that. That's romantic. That sound good. But action movie, Jackie Chan, he gonna go do it. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm finna go do it. Like I'm not telling you opening the door for you. The door is open and you getting out. You see it already. We gotta make so when you say, oh, you say you want to cook, don't tell me you want to cook. You don't even have to say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a peep it when I see it. Okay, she in the kitchen. Oh, okay, she cooking something. Okay, he in the kitchen. Okay, he cooking something. Like there's no need to broadcast or forecast that situation. If you want to be better, just go be better.
Yeah.
Don't have me sit there, because if you telling me something, you getting my hopes up, and then when you pull back on it, now I notice. I'm like, well, you said you was, and now you like, I did say it, now I gotta go back on my word. But if you had never said nothing and just started moving.
Yeah.
If your girl told you, oh, tonight I'm it's gonna go down. And then she get out there and what's your famous starfish? And she hit you with the starfish, you're gonna be like, you lied to me. Why would you do that?
That's a real good point.
But if you just showed up at the house and she greets you with the freakiness at the door, you're gonna be like, oh, this is a surprise. Whoa, hold up.
But you'd be surprised how many people actually do that now. Oh, and I'll say dudes do this too. Like, oh, I'm gonna rock your world. And then a lot of women be over here pissed because you didn't rock nothing.
But you see, that's that difference that men and women need to accept. Like, men, we're so action forward that we think, oh, we just gonna go do it. Well, women like the foreplay thing. Don't get me wrong, men like foreplay to a degree. But
yes,
foreplay for women that's their thing. That's their lane. So they want you to tell them all this. Instead of just going straight to touch it, build up the anticipation and then do it. Like they like to get to the suspense part and then be like over the top with the climax area. Men just be like, you could have. Well, a lot of men like John.
I hate to say this though, bro.
What?
Not all women are like that. There are some women, but they only want that from certain people. Like,
bruh,
I'm just saying.
I beg to differ. All women are that way.
No. Okay, I'll say it from this. It used to be, like back in the day, there used to be girls I ain't have to do a lick of foreplay for.
Cause you were enough already. Like, you walked in the door, that was enough. It was like, I got an opportunity to make this work with him. I've had that too. Like, the fact that you exist is foreplay for them. They like, oh, girl, he actually talked to me. What? Me?
The only reason I'm saying that is because there were times where it was like, oh, hey, okay, I ain't had to do no foreplay. And I actually like foreplay, but I'm like, hey, I mean, if I don't have to drive these extra 10 miles, I'm good with just being right here then. Okay, cool.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between women. They want to take the detour. It's okay. They like, I just want to know what's over there. You like, but that's where we going. But I just want to see. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, as a guy, for your girl, sure, if you initiate, tell her what you're going to do, then overdo. And that's going to take it to the next level for her. Yeah. But if you a girl, listen to me. I'm a guy, I'm telling you. You ain't got to say nothing. Just start doing it. Don't. Just go do it. I'm gonna be like, it's different from what you've been doing. I pick up on patterns. It's what humans do.
The dumbest thing I ever heard was, and I've heard women say this before, when I get married, I'll turn the freak on. Nigga, you ain't getting married that way.
No, this is what that sound like. She met you riding a bicycle, right? Just a regular bicycle. Well, when we get married, I'm gonna turn this engine on. What engine? You been riding, you don't know how to drive. You ain't never been in a car. Only car you been in is mine. That's why you want me to. That's why they always hit you with that. Oh, a real man to bring the freak out of her. No, I'm just exceptional at this. So you really get to ride along a lot. Like, eventually you figure this out. For the next guy, you'll be an amazing driver because I let you test drive me all the time. This is fiction. Stop it. No, I'm going to tell you what you got to do. You got to go ahead and be who you going to be. Stop trying to go be you. Whatever that means to you. If it is being the biggest freak, that's on you.
I think that started being more true to women when they started hitting their 30s because you stopped getting in your own way. Like, you stop letting other people dictate how much of a freak you're going to be. Yeah. There was an old saying called walk silent with a big stick.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't care if you're the biggest freak in the world, but nobody needs to know all your business. Now, if once you get in this room with me, you turn some backflips and everything, I'm going to be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting, but now I need to see her more often.
Yes.
Because that's a good movie.
Yes. It's like, I never expected that.
Know
but
you gonna do that.
I'm like, okay, when I first got you, I thought you was just all nice and wholesome. Now, okay.
I
Okay,
understand. There's facets to
that's
you.
why they said that whole lady in the street, lady in the streets, but freak in the sheets. It
Yeah.
was like, okay, when you in these sheets, you gonna do whatever it takes to make your man happy.
Regardless, like you could be, because I don't want women to just think it's all about being free. You could be a powerhouse attorney.
Yes.
And a quality housewife or a quality partner. Like you don't have to find yourself backed into one lane. Because I feel like for women, and I'm not a woman, so I don't necessarily know, but from what I see, first you figure out who you are, right? Then you have to figure out who you are and battle everybody's judgments to who you are.
Yeah.
Then once you finally accept who you are, accept that other people are not going to accept who you are, then you have to battle the insecurities that you've been battling for so long because you placed them on yourself this whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to find myself, lose myself, find myself again, and then ultimately accept myself.
Yeah.
As a guy, it's find myself, lose myself, find myself, and just be with myself. Like I'm like you the insecurity part, you lose that part. Like I don't necessarily want to keep that.
Like most dudes don't. I ain't gonna say most because there's always a couple of guys out here that are a little off. But for the most part, you're happy with who you are.
Very much.
Like that's why dudes could be certain sizes, certain weights, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, hey, somebody like it. No, I don't. Like when people be like, "Oh, you big?" Okay, I'm cool.
I'm big, but
like
I'm light. Like I'm big, but I'm big, but I got a bigger heart. I'm big, but I got a not saying, and I hate putting that "but" on there. I'm big and I got a big heart. Like,
yes.
and I'm big and I know I'm big. I'm gonna get smaller again if I so deem it. Like I don't. Like, at a certain point, I just feel like women, because of how the world works, they always put themselves in a position where, why we always gotta, I always gotta fight me to be me. Yeah. Or I let the past control me so much where I can't be 100% me with you because of what he did.
I don't know. And I wish we could ask women more of these questions without anyone being triggered. Because that's one of the huge issues that why a lot of guys don't want to ask or talk to certain questions. Because a dude, one of the things we don't want to do is trigger a woman. Then all of a sudden you hear the dip, 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 dip. And I'm sorry, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like Charlie Brown teacher. It's like, oh my God, oh my God. I didn't mean. I shouldn't even said nothing. You know what? I shouldn't even say nothing. My bad. You got it. You good the way you are. Well, how come he don't really care? He do care, but he don't want to hear all what everybody did to get you this way.
I shouldn't be punished because I care. That's not how this works. You should be doing because I care. I should get better treatment.
Yeah.
You care about your dog. You don't get the treats for the stray dog. They get what you got on you.
Yeah.
But for your dog, you go get the treats.
Mm-hmm. They get the little furry collar and all the extra stuff.
I get the good stuff. I'm the one who most likely gonna be a house dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the house. I'm in the AC. I got the food.
It's bad that we calling ourselves dogs.
But I'm just saying. You know, you could be what? Anything. It could be the fish.
Yes.
The fish in the ocean got to worry about getting eaten by bigger fish. I'm a goldfish. I live in the bowl. I don't mind. Like, don't tell me about you getting bit at the beach. Did I bite you over here in this bowl? No. So put some food in the bowl and stop blaming me for the shark. That ain't right. It ain't my fault. I'm sitting here. I'm accepting the fact you put me in a bowl. We both did wrong. Well, I didn't do wrong. You did, but I accept it because look. Just know. Don't blame the goldfish for the shark. You won't believe this is brought to you by.
So this is brought to you by Traces Like Mine. Check them out on traceslikemine.com. You can also look them up on Instagram and you can look them up on Facebook. Tomorrow we will actually be doing a pop-up. I will be there. I will be passing out flyers, trying to promote the podcast a little bit more. If you do not know, that's something for DA people. Check us out, like, subscribe. I will be out there. It's in Arlington tomorrow. If you get out there, feel free to conversate. Holla at me.
Tyler Bailey, Luxury Clothes by Luxury Guy. Phoenix Suns owner Robert Server was found guilty after an investigation of racial and misogynistic comments and was fined $10 million in 1 year suspension and a 1 year suspension.
So, with this being said, I honestly don't care. And what I mean by I honestly don't care is we know there are people in this world that don't like other people. And we're not, I wish people would stop trying to control everybody's actions and movements. If you don't like him, you know what's the best thing for you to do?
Get out their way.
I would not buy none of his merchandise. I will move around. Hey, I'm no longer a Phoenix Sun fan as long as he's still there. You don't have to suspend the dude. Hit him where it hurts, his pockets. Yeah, 10 million hurt. But for somebody that's worth like 800 million, does really 10 million really hurt that bad? Oh, 10 million 1 year. Hey, how about you stop even messing with his franchise? That'll hurt.
Yeah.
That will hurt way more than that. So if you want to boycott someone, if you have an issue with somebody, you don't have to do all the suspension, all the, I'm going to do this to you. We're going to set an example for him. Hit him in the pockets. Just don't go.
That's just theater. Because what they want to do is give you the idea or implant in your mind that he's been punished enough. We charged him $10 million and we suspended him for a year. Okay, so basically he gonna go sit in his fine home with his wife and kids for a year, and all he had to do was pay $10 million to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he looking at it. If I made money, I don't have to do all that. Like, I don't care, bro. Okay, but when he gets back, I'm still selling merch. I'm still.
While he's gone, he's still getting money for merch, for seats.
I'm not losing. I already got more money than I need that I can actually spend in a lifetime, so I don't have to worry about that. Like, that's not the thing. And I still get to hold my beliefs. I don't have to change. So, no. Like, nobody, you're right. Nobody cares about you telling me that you suspended him for a year and you took $10 million from him. Like, okay, congratulations.
Like, I forgot who was the dude for the Clippers. Like, he did the same thing. Racial tweets and stuff that he had out there, suggesting that he was a racist and a bigot. At the end of the day for this, I'm like, yeah, you suspend him. Oh, well, he needs to do this. What is that going to prove at the end of the day?
What are they going to do?
I'm like, you charged me $10 million. But I'm going to get at least $50 million for these Sun jerseys real quick.
I'm making paper the whole time. It don't matter.
All my players are there. So that's why I'm like, I talked about it because I'm like, okay, it's something we could talk about. But it ain't nothing big because somebody's going to have an issue one way or another about something. Then all of a sudden somebody going to say they fixed it. Oh, they punished them. Mm-hmm. So it's going to keep happening the same way.
That's what it is.
I'm willing to bet in the next 2 years.
In the next 2 years, it'll be another person. First of all, next week, it'll be somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
They just ain't famous, so it don't matter. The fact that you go home every day, or the fact that, people getting gunned down in the street, or the fact that the KKK still not considered a terrorist group, all that, like, they exist all over the world. It don't change nothing. Like,
yeah.
But we keep giving these fake punishments because, you still got the right to assembly, which I 100% agree with. But we don't, they do a crime and go burn across somebody's yard or attack another person, and all they do is, we going to slap him on the hand. And y'all saw us slap him on the hand, right? You saw me do that. So I don't agree with them.
Yeah.
Just go there for the wreck. Nah, that's security theater. Outside of that, Little Mermaid is facing backlash because Ariel is now a black girl. Shout out to Haley Bailey.
I just the Little Mermaid is fake. It is no real Little Mermaid. She's a mermaid. Don't nobody know it. Mermaids are black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Haitian, Jamaican, Chinese, Japanese, or anything. What does it matter?
Well, I would look at it like this. If they were a real thing, the environment in which they would be in is underwater. So that wouldn't make them like, how can I call you Irish if you're not from Ireland? You're from the ocean. Like you being Atlantean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it works quite the same. Like this racial construct that people make, because it's fictional. It's fabricated. It's not a real thing. It's a construct put in place so that you can identify me from another person, so you can throw your statistics and either make me a bad guy in this story or a good guy in this story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either that class of people is in Paris and this class is not, or whatever you want to do. However you want to separate us up. That's you putting us in containers. So now, even your ideas, if it was me, I'd be like, no, you know what? The mermaid, she ain't black, she ain't white, she ain't Indian, she ain't Puerto Rican. She's not a race. She's
I wouldn't care
mermaid.
if she was green. She's a mermaid. You're a fiction.
Yeah.
You were made up. I'm sorry. If there is a mermaid out there, we would have seen them more than you would have seen a mermaid by now. As long as we've been in the technology we have now, you're sitting here telling me we wouldn't see a dang mermaid?
But going back to, why does it matter? If you don't like it that much, you still got the old movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now don't get me wrong, like this would be the equivalent is if you know all the cosplay girls, the little cosplay white girls out there. I'd be like, but them girls ain't white. They Asians. Yeah. All them little animes you watching, they Asian women.
Yeah.
That's who they drawing, right?
Yeah.
So why the Asians don't get upset with y'all for faking like you them? They don't.
Okay. My thing is, like, it really pissed me off when I saw this one thing because they had the Little Mermaid up there as the black girl. Then they decided to have Mel Gibson up there as Martin Luther King Jr. and said that was the equivalent. I'm like, one's a fictional character and one's non-fictional. If you do not know the difference between them, one is real, one is fake.
No. Do you remember before they when they was doing the movie of Harriet Tubman, they wanted to get the white woman? It was a point in time where they wanted to get Harriet Tubman to be portrayed by a white woman, and their whole thought process is, oh, black people won't care. Now, I'm not. What I'm saying is, it's one where you're whitewashing history. History, well, it's supposed to be a fact. I can't say 100% that it is or it isn't, because history is written by the people who win.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That being said, The Little Mermaid was wrote by somebody, and it can be adapted and changed to fit the times. We are in a time in this world where if you're black, it is A-okay. It's what you are. You can the black lady can be the lead, the black man can be the lead, the China man can be the lead, the Mexican can be the lead, anybody can be the lead, because we all come to terms with the fact that we're all living on this blue and green and brown little ball sitting out in the middle of this atmosphere, this space, so we call it. And that's what it is. We all here.
But why are we so upset about The Little Mermaid? There's only been 3 black people that were the lead, and
they was upset with Miles Morales when the Black Spider-Man, Shamik Moore, Spider-Man's black now. No, Peter Parker is white. No, buddy. The only reason Peter Parker is white is because comics at a certain point in time, or the writers at a certain point in time, only gave to a specific demographic.
True.
So that's why it is the way it is. But now everybody got a voice. Everybody can be heard. Literally, if they said we don't switch the Little Mermaid up, and now we're telling a whole new story about another mermaid. That's not the Little Mermaid. It's not Ariel. And now we really just call it Bailey. Like it's Haley. It's Haley over there. It's her. Now we just gonna use her real name. Does that change the fact? Is it too close to the Little Mermaid for you? Stop it. You being ridiculous.
Like, I heard a whole bunch of things about this one. Like, they were like, oh, there's no way that the Little Mermaid couldn't be black because her father was still in her life. And I'm like, wow.
But that just shows
Wow.
how they. This is why I always say, other people know when to turn the camera on, cause only people who get the type of recognition and play through the media circus on the television are the people in the black race who have issues. It's not like they want to tell the positive stories. That's why they took Parenthood out. That's why Bill Cosby is, it's all that goes away because that does not fit how you see me in your head. Like, you're fighting a false premise on me.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to conform to what you think I am.
Yeah. And like, I find it very disrespectful because I'm like, my father is in my life. And that's what I'm saying. It's like,
but I'm just like, you speak a small substrata and you want to pass it on to the entirety of the race. And I'm like, you can't do that. And the fact is, when you start thinking about welfare and food stamps,
but nobody talks about that because
white woman, 2 kids. That's predominantly who's on welfare.
Well, if we really want to get technical, all the statistics, white people beat out us all and everything.
Right.
And actual killings, white people kill more people than black people. It's just, they just call it killing. They don't call it, black on black crime.
Or white on white crime.
Or white on white crime.
It's just crime.
Yes, it is crime in general.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if you want to talk about shoplifting, is a middle-aged white woman that is the number one shoplifter in the United States.
Buddy, I was sitting up there, and while they was accusing me of stealing, there was this other little family in the background stuffing stuff inside of backpacks to walk out. And I'm like, I know you see this. I know you see them right there, and you talking to me right now. What is this about?
Man, when you actually see certain things and you see the truth behind certain things, it could bother you. But it's like, really? What are we going to talk about? It's like, you saw this. You saw him doing that.
But the thing about it is the people in power.
Welfare, Section 8, food stamps, all those things are not predominantly black people.
Like, just think about the numbers. Okay, you're less than 20% of the population. How can, if less than 20% of the population and that service provides for far more than 20% of the USA. So that would literally mean every black person you meet would have to be on financial assistance or missing a father or this, that, and the third. And that is by far not the case because I'm sitting right next to a black guy who's one at home with his wife and kids every night and not on financial, like, let's be realistic.
Same here.
So that being said, if you got this notion in your head to where black people can't do it, that's on you. And if you still racist in 2022, it is what it is. I'm not, cause
fall on something sharp. I said it.
Hey, if that's what you want to do.
Like, there's a difference between you want to uplift your race. I will never get mad at nobody for uplifting their own because we should all want to uplift our own people. But when you hate on somebody, when you try to stop people, when you try to hurt people just because you don't like the way they look or you don't like the way they move,
Wait.
or you put...
Let's be clear. It's not that they don't like the way we look. It's that they don't like the way we look when we're us. They not
Oh,
they. You go get your Brazilian butt lifts and all that, and go and get your lip injections, and that's a-okay. That's appropriation at its finest. And then you turn them into your superstars. You look black, but you're actually white, or right? But now, when instead of having you artificially do this to yourself, we just said, you know what? Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. We take her and actually put her in the position of a beautiful young black lady and say, you know what? You Ariel now.
And they gave her it because she can really sing.
She can really sing and she can really act. She earns the position, and you're upset that she earned the position. So what, was you going to do it? Michael Strahan said one of the most amazing things. He was talking about basically how he dealt with reporters. He was like, I switch it up. Because at the end of the day, I know one thing. They need me. I don't need them. There's no point.
Yeah.
I was going to go. He was going to go out and be a Hall of Fame football player.
One way or another.
It's like, I'm going to go do my thing. Like, you're here because I'm who I am in real life every day. I'm already him. I'm already that guy. So that's why you're here. They forced me to be here to answer questions.
I'm just trying not to get fined.
Right. It's like it's a forced interaction for me, but it's a cherished interaction for you. And yet you want to sit back here and slander my name because that's boosting your ratings. They better than me because I pay the fine. They'd be like, we've been up here talking. They would stop showing up to mine because I'd be like, I wouldn't even give them that. I'd be like, all right, next question. And then they ask the question. I'd be like, 1, 2, 3. All right, next question. Like, how many of these I got to answer before I walk off? It's a waste of time to bring me here. But,
Respect.
because I know you need me. I don't actually need you. Lebanese are holding up banks. The
Run me my money.
It's crazy when you think about it. What if you had to go into a bank, and because it's having a national breakdown of the country, right? You can't get the money that you put in there. I can't get my own money. Picture you go to work your full 8 hours, and because it's gonna be plus in your profession. You ain't gonna say your profession, but you know what your profession is.
See.
And they pay you, and then you go to the bank to get the money to, let's say, just buy a burger, and they say, what do you do? How many times, we're in a point in history where people are holding up whole banks and taking hostages and everything just to get what they've already earned. This is mine already. I shouldn't have to go through all this. I should just be able to come here. I shouldn't have to come into the bank for this. I should put this through an ATM, boom, and take my money and go.
And I can see how that's a big issue. Yes, I know somebody in America is going to say, well, I'll go to my job and I will have them to cancel that check because, unfortunately, they're not giving me my money so they can write me a new check. But I don't think you can do that over here.
No, it's not the fact that it's not the check. Like, the bank itself, it don't matter. You can get as many pieces of paper that tells me how much you're owed as you want. They're not giving you your money.
Yes.
The lady in the story that I read, she was in there trying to get an injection because her sister had cancer, and she's like, I'm just trying to get the money for the injection to preserve my sister's life. But I can't get it because what? I go to the bank, they got a lock on the bank, I can't get my money out. And it's not just her. We talk about the Lebanese people, the people in that area in general.
Now, the only reason I would say it is because in America, I'm going to be shot. Like, if I go into a bank, act a fool about my own money because they're not giving me my own money and do that, they're going to shoot me.
All right.
They're going to kill me.
You're done.
Period. Like, even though it's my money, I'm not even trying to take nobody else's money. I only want my money. I'm still getting shot.
Right.
Now, over there, I'm glad that I hope that the lady is safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it's a bad thing because especially when you're trying to save somebody, and
It's high pressure.
it's
It's
like
like
that's like the John Q thing. Like, my son's going to live. I don't care how it needs to happen. You could take my heart, you could take one of these other niggas' heart, but my son will live.
yeah.
And I'm like,
But in the movie, he was met with opposition, met with resistance.
yes. And he had the insurance, but they canceled the insurance without even telling him about the insurance. And you were paying the full amount on the insurance.
Right.
So they screwed him over at every turn. And that made me think about that too, because I was like, man, what would you do for your child? What would you do for the person you love? And I'm like, okay.
So I can't fault the people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can't, but that just puts me in a mindset of like, at a certain point, are we relying too heavily on the organizations that be to do for us? Like, because it's based on convenience.
Yeah.
Instead of having to carry large wads of money that I could possibly get robbed for, I just carry this piece of plastic. It's secured with a code and different chips and all that, and it ensures that I got money, right?
Yeah.
And it makes me less of a target.
Yeah. I will also say one of the things we don't do is, like, truth be told, they say it costs what, about $500,000 to open up a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we just open a bank? Like,
well, we could, but the thing is, it pains me to say it, but it's the truth. You would need black people. If you're going to do it for black people, you would need black people to support black people.
mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't, like, support black, as long as it's a hashtag, it's just trendy. It's not what it actually, it's not what you're supposed to be. Like,
actions speak louder than
like,
words.
you don't have to say it. If you're going to go and be charitable, I don't need you to post it on Instagram. The person living better is the proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter what you do. I already see that, hey, no, they not in the same situation they was in yesterday, and that person did it over there. I don't need to know who it was. I just know they in a better situation. The people you help along the way will remember you.
Yeah. And I look at it like this. I got the opportunity to get into a position where I could make a lot more money than what I was making. I took that opportunity. I don't have to post it on Facebook that I got a better opportunity, that I'm making a lot more money or anything like that.
Well,
It's like, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going to grind. I'm going to handle business. If you see the way I'm moving, like, oh, I like the way you move. Okay, bet. I appreciate it.
yeah.
But I don't have to prove to you anything.
I'll tell you nothing.
But us as black people, you don't have to tell everybody, oh, well, I'm going to buy black. I'm going to only go black and everything. Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just
wake
don't say
up
nothing
tomorrow.
about it.
Just wake
Do
up
it.
tomorrow and start, okay, who are the real black clothing designers? I'm going to start buying my clothes from them. I'm not saying get rid of your entire wardrobe. That's not feasible. I'm not telling you to go into bankruptcy trying to do what you say you're going to. No. All it takes is one garment here, one garment
One thing
there,
here, one thing there.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, let me buy this. Well, let me try to do a little bit with this way. Let me try to help out
forward.
this way. And think about it. If you get 2 millionaires together to be like, hey, okay, how about we open up a bank? And we ain't going to say there's not millionaires in the black community. It's just for some strange reason. Who was it? What's his name was talking about it? Killer Mike. He was talking about it, and he was like, it's hard to get black people on the same accord because we're so conditioned and used to fighting each other for the scraps instead of...
It's only going to be one position, and all of y'all are fighting for it. We all trying to be the one. Like, it's only going to be one famous comedian a year. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you got Eddie Murphy. Well, first you got Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. Then, Eddie Griffin had his time. Like, everybody had their spot. Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the truth is, I follow Damon Dash. I'm like, what's stopping you?
Yeah.
You want to be the guy in the spotlight? You got enough money, just buy a camera and put a light on yourself. That's what we did.
And look at it like this. For those who find it hard not to believe it, you know that Jay-Z was behind Biggie, right?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't get no shine.
None.
Biggie died, Jay-Z came up.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z even comments on it sometimes. He was like, hey, when Biggie was here, that's where the spotlight was.
Yeah.
Like, other people talk about that all the time. Who was it? DJ Khaled was talking about, no, it was Fat Joe talking about DJ Khaled. And he was like, honestly, when I came into this game, I used to listen to my big cousin. My big cousin, I wasn't trying to be number one. My cousin was number one. Okay, I worked on it and did everything. And then all of a sudden, I became that person. I have no problem being number two. So when I became number one, I'm like, cool. Then he was like, now I'm behind DJ Khaled. I'm cool with that. I have not one issue with being behind DJ Khaled. I'm gonna go do what DJ Khaled need my help with because he number one right now.
But when you really break it down, it's like I'm not gonna lose no money helping my homie get money. I'm not. Like if nothing, I'm just in position. I'm where I am. If you need me to do that, I got you. I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And like, never look at yourself as the second place. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm kicking it with my brother, he's successful. I need to know what you know. I'm gonna pick your brain. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Am I looking at this the right way, bro? Or what's the next move? If you was in my position, how would you move? You know what I'm saying? It's different. Now you gonna tell me how to get to the next phase. Oh, so that's what I'm gonna go do that. Then I'll be back after I do that, and I'll talk to you again. Is what it is. Now if I end up in a higher up position, he come pick my brain because he want to move in my lane. Yeah, bro, this is what you do. Boom, boom, boom. And then when you get there, let me know. I'm gonna put you over here, and you're gonna be straight. It's simple.
It's all wisdom.
It's all wisdom. Never look at yourself as you like in life. Ain't no such thing as second place. It's a one-man race.
Yeah.
You gonna come in alone. You gonna go out alone. You running against yourself. So ain't no second place. Only thing you can do is look at people like books. You got a few chapters I need. You got a few chapters I need. You got a few chapters I need. How can I get them chapters out of you? If it's really opening the door for you, I'll open the door for you, bro. Now what you need to tell me? Like Rick Ross said, sometimes just if it's your homeboy house and his house bigger than yours, if the leaves on the front porch, just sweep the shit off. What? Cause you don't want no distractions. I'm here. I need you to listen to me right now. The leaves ain't important. They so unimportant. I'm gonna get rid of those for you. They gone. Only thing you need to focus on is what I got to say. I'm trying to get to here. How do I get there? Done. Stop thinking you're secondary or a second man. No. I know where I am, and I know you got keys to put me in an even higher position. So let me get there next. How can I help you to help me get where I'm trying to go? And that's why I said, don't let the man in the forest, the wayward traveler, take you astray from where you trying to go. It's easier to pull people up, not lift people up. Stop it.
Yeah.
Pull them where you at. We at the top now. That being said, I think we can complete this
Okay,
episode.
we on it. Okay, cool.
Anybody else you want to shout out for you?
Shout out Aretha. She's in Northeast Mall. Check her out. She does body contouring, body sculpting, all those good things. Support her business. Is actually in Northwest Mall. It's not the little kiosk. It's an actual storefront.
Yep.
Actually, check her out. Also, shout out Nate Price, Grit and Grind. Mm-hmm. He's a personal trainer. He is on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He does this thing. He cultivates his clientele. He helps them to get to a point of success. Like, he actually believes in his product, and we believe in him. Also, check out the podcast. We're on everything. We just ended up getting on, what was the last one I just did? Crap, I forgot what we just did. We're on everything. And like literally, if you can't find us, you're not looking. It's something, number 4, DA people. Like, subscribe. We're on YouTube. If you like, subscribe on YouTube, you can also look at the comments below and find where we are on everything. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, basically everything.
Once again, shout out the podcast that I'm currently on. Like, share, subscribe. I got my cousin Mike. He's wiggling in these game spaces. SOB. Got D-Mac. He's a barber. You should see him. I should see him. I already talked about Tyler Bailey. Loves your clothes, loves your guy. Because apparently we showing a lot of love. To what is it? We Talk Mavs. Wasn't that people? We shouting out We Talk Mavs. They're another podcast. Haven't met them. I'm sure.
We'll shout out Clint Coley.
Shout out Clint Coley.
He was actually one of the people that was helping us when to try to get things squared away. And thank you for everything you actually did.
We gotta shout out Clint Coley, man.
One of the main things he told me, and a big ups for him. He was like, one of the main things you have to do is stay consistent, and that is one of the main things. And we're seeing growth.
Yeah.
So with that being said, appreciate it.
We should try to get him on the show.
I would like to get him on the show.
We just got to take a trip out to where he at.
I know.
And then we could talk to him.
I know he talked to us and everything. It's just
when the next time he in Dallas, bro, we gonna whatever.
Yeah, we got to pull up on him something.
Pull up to wherever he is and be like, hey, bro, you helped us out once, but we need you on the podcast just one day. It's not even that.
And also for anybody else doing podcasts, feel free, hit us up, connect with us. Let's see what we could get accomplished.
I need to take me a podcast tour, bro.
Yeah, where
I go to other people's podcasts, just talk. So if you want the solid prophet to come prophesy on your podcast, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get,
man, I don't know if you want me on your podcast because I'm raw, real, and uncut. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm straight. That being said.